Hey, what's up guys? Mattmobile here with another Transformers review. Today we're going to look at something pretty cool. This is the Transformers Takara Mega Drive Megatron Sega Genesis variant, or just the Sega Genesis Megatron. And if you don't know what the Sega Genesis Megatron is, it says right here, he is a fully transformable antagonistic video game console. So, I think that pretty much says it all. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. I'm just joking. So first off, we'll take a look at the box. Some pretty cool artwork on here. It's the same artwork that was on the original box, just now it says Sega Genesis on the front, and they pretty much took out all the color from the whole entire package. On the bottom we got some logos and licensing down there. Got Sega on there too. At that side. On the top of the box, it's got Sega Genesis Megatron. Same width on both sides. And on the bottom of the box, we got some stuff. And from what I had read online, there was only 1,000 of these variants made, but I can't find anywhere on the box that it has a numbering listed of what number this is, unless it's somewhere on the bottom here that I'm not seeing. Anyways, the back of the box, we got some couple pictures there, and we got some descriptions up here for the Sega Genesis and why it is awesome and will always be awesome. Got some more down here if you want to read that. And below that, we got a little bio on the Sonic the Hedgehog game. And if you don't know why, you will soon see. So this flips open right here on the front with two magnets, and it makes it a great for displaying in the box like this. Just leave it open. But on this side we got like a retro advertisement for the Sega Genesis console with a picture of the figure. And on this side we got the Sega Megs himself. And you can see his Sonic game there, and his little controller. So yeah, get this thing out of the box and check him out. And here he is out of the box. So I just spent the last 5 minutes trying to get this guy to stand on his own. I'm not going to try to do that again just yet, because we're going to be moving him around anyways. So here he is. He looks very nice. Let's get a close-up look at his face here. So, very much Megatron. No doubt about it. On the top there. Come down his chest. And you can also pop the Sonic game out of his chest. Now, it seems like a lot of people like him better without the game in his chest. Very cool. His legs. Yeah, you can check out his cannon on his arm. Wouldn't be Megatron without that. And on his back here, you can see the controller split in half and connects onto his back there, and his cord reaches around from the controller and plugs into the side of his cannon. There. There's a little storage spot for it. From the back. And the side. Okay, and really the main differences, and pretty much the only differences between this and the Mega Drive Megatron original, is that all these purple bits on his stomach and his arms were all red before, and he didn't say Sega Genesis across his chest. And I'm pretty sure the 16-bit was a lot bigger. So yeah, he looks awesome. We'll get to some articulation real quick. Switching sides for my camera here. Okay, so we'll start at the feet. The feet are where most of the problems come from. So they're just so flopsy. They swing all around. It's almost like on a ball joint right there. And they can move forward and back, and they can scrunch up inside there a little ways. Let's see, one of them on mine is a lot looser than the others. But so yeah, the ankles bend all over the place, and it's not a good thing. He's got knee bends, and he's got hip bends that legs can bend out and in, and they can go forward, and they can go back. And his little skirt part up here kind of slides in and out to give it more movement there. He's got a waist swivel, and it is part of his transformation, but he can sure do it. In his arms, he's got the shoulder that moves, and he's got an elbow joint, but it doesn't really move anywhere because these parts are kind of blocking it, but there is the capability to bend it. You can kind of see in there. So yeah, he can go all the way around. And his head can turn just ever so slightly. So yeah, he looks great. For a quick size comparison in his robot mode, here is a Titan's Return Deluxe Class Sergeant Cap. So you can kind of see how he compares to the current Deluxe Class. Quite a bit taller. And here he is with the Voyager Titan's Return Megatron. As you can see, he's pretty close to the same size. He's just a little bit taller actually than the current Voyagers. Great. Okay, so this is helpful. I just figured out how to get him to stand without fail. So this red triangle-like piece on the back of his foot, you'll see during the transformation how it spins all around, but this flat piece right here, it says that's the piece that you want facing down. But if you flip them around, basically upside down, this one I got pointed out a little further, it totally gives him more stability. So he can actually stand very easily. Voila! So yeah, if you're having trouble, which I'm sure you are if you have one of these, if you're having trouble getting him to stand, that was my solution. It's like that. So yeah. Voila. Awesome. Okay, so now we'll get to the transformation. Okay, to start out the transformation, we'll go ahead and remove all the pieces that remove. So we'll take out the Sonic game. We'll take off his controller pieces back here. As you can see, they just have a little peg that goes into this hole on his shoulder there. Just kind of hangs on there like that. And they have a little bit of a swivel there, so you could aim them out or in. Give him like some bumblebee wings up there. We'll pop both of these out. This one we'll have to unplug from his cannon over here. I'll unplug that. You can see a little hole right there. Then we'll come around and get the rest of the controller out. And we'll take a closer look at those controllers. And we'll take a closer look at all these pieces soon. So we'll pop this off now. There's just two holes there. This kind of just clips into it. Pop that out. So there he is, with everything taken off of him. And first off, we'll transform his cannon piece, get this out of the way. So this part kind of slides open. You can see how that moves. And it gives room for this to slide in. So make sure it's open all the way. We'll slide this back in there. And then we'll push it straight back. So it goes in. And then we'll close this up. So yeah, you see that? Closes that up. And then we're done with this piece. The controller will swing these pieces in. So they just swing in like that. They have a couple little joints in there where they can bend. Right there and like this. So we'll slide that in there. We can take these and snap them back together. And the buttons on mine, the buttons don't really move, but the D-pad does kind of move. Kind of cool. Okay, so got all those pieces. Now to the robot. So we'll just start off the bottom. So these feet, like how I showed you here, the actual transformation calls for them to be like this. That's how they want them. But this is how you want them if you want them to stand. Something like that. And you can mess with yours until you figure out the sweet spot. So this back here, it has two little swivel parts. And you want to bring it up so it matches in like that. You can see this ridge right here. Just got to match it up with that. Fiddle with it until you get it in the right spot. Okay. Yes, I think that's good. Okay, now his feet. They actually slide apart to make them a little wider, so the front and the back squeeze together. They're all tight. In the back of the legs, we can flip these panels open. Got two panels there we can flip open. You can see how the leg works now. It's got a couple joints in there that will want to bend. And we'll slide, oh sorry, so we'll slide all of the whole leg up like that before we bend the leg in. Just get it like that. Same for this side. We'll open up these, take this whole piece and slide it up. Then we'll rotate the foot in here. Oops. That's my stiffer foot. Okay, we can close these back up. Okay, so now we're done with the feet. And so next we'll work on the knees here. So there's two different bends. This one that you can see right there, and then there's another one on that darker silver piece there that we'll want to bend. And we actually open these back up here. Okay, this thing ever gonna stay in focus? Okay, I'll open these up. Now, get the arms out of the way. So, as we bend this darker silver one, we want to actually bend the top part too. We can get them both just kind of working together there. Bend it all the way up. Come around to the back and we'll turn the leg. Kind of angle this out. So that's how we want it to end up. This flat piece, we'll want to actually have it completely flat. You can tell it's not quite there yet, but it will get there. Okay, so to the other side. Open all these up. Turn this leg in and out. You can swivel that in there. I'll spin it around. There. So yeah, we're pretty close here. Pretty close. Okay, so that's what we got for the legs now. Focus. Okay, so next we will spin the waist around. Okay, and we'll go up to the arms. So first we will flip in the wrist on both sides. And next on his actual shoulders, these joints right here, we'll want to aim them upwards. So that, compared to that, and we can bring the arms back down. Actually for the chest, we'll bring out all of these little flaps inside on the sides here. They are all gonna flip out. We can flip out, those out like that. Okay, now this will fit together all nicely there. Got a couple of clips up in here and kind of right here. I didn't get that one yet. Do the same thing to this side. There we go. Slide it in there. Takes a little bit of squeezing. Okay, then we can take this part and we'll just slide it up. I'll have to watch the back actually. These flaps don't catch. You just take it and you push it straight up. make sure all the pieces are connected back there. And we're almost done. So then we get this part, and we'll, with those same two little clips hooked to his arm, we'll clip them right into here. And there you go. Pop the game in there. And we can take this little part right here. It's slightly risen out. There it goes. Hopefully I can find that on the floor. The little cover for that. And we can plug in the remote here. Oops. Duh. Okay, there we go. And there we go. The Sega Genesis Megatron. It looks like a little Sega Genesis. So cool. Okay, so let's come up and take a closer look at this guy. So we saw the controller already. Looks great, plugs right into there. But the console itself, the detail put into this is great. So good. This doesn't actually move. This doesn't press. The on-off switch doesn't work. He will just remain off forever. So you can't ever play games on him. Sorry, if you thought you could to begin with. Even the bottom of him, it's got a lot of detail down there. Air could get into the console and stuff, and the little pads. Lots of detail. On the back, you know, it's a little bit lacking with those ports, but they're still there. Looks awesome. And for me, it's like I had to buy the Sega Genesis version. The original Mega Drive Megatron, he came with Sonic as well, but it didn't look like this. It looked like the Japanese version of the game. And I didn't play the Japanese version of the game. Like, I wanted this for nostalgia reasons, so, you know, I wanted to buy the one that I had. And same with the console, you know. That's what my console looked like. So yeah, it's awesome. Very small. You know, can fit in my hand. It's very small. So we'll do some size comparisons now. Okay, and by the way, I did actually find the little port cap for his controller spot there, which wasn't easy because I have dark carpet in this room. So now for some comparisons, let's compare him to some other inanimate objects. Here is a deluxe Titan's Return Perceptor. Okay. And here is another inanimate object, Sports Label Convoy, who is a Optimus that turns into a Nike shoe. Which, you know, those actually size up pretty well together. But yeah, if you want to see a review for this guy, I did one on my channel a couple of years ago that you can find on my channel, or there'll be a link to it right up there. Okay. Now for the last comparison here, I actually had to back up my camera to make room for it. Here's my old Sega Genesis. It took me a minute to dig it up and find it, but there it is. I even found my old Sonic game. So yeah, ignore how dirty it is. This thing is old. But let's see, I'll unplug the controller, because I did actually find a controller for it too. Take a look at those. Yeah, bigger. Yeah, we can flip this up. You can really tell size there. This guy is a lot smaller. So yeah, detail-wise, what do you think? They do a good job? They didn't match all my dirty spots on mine, but besides that, yeah, I think they did a great job. Pop the games out too. So we'll just compare those for fun. Looks great. So cool. So cool. So let's just measure the guy too. So it looks like he is about 4 inches. Oh, 4 inches. Also, here are the directions, if anybody was curious and wanted to see those. Yeah, nothing on the back. Alright, well, I think that does it for me. Thanks for watching. You are awesome, and I mean that. You are awesome. This was a review for the Transformers Takara Mega Drive Megatron Sega Genesis variant, or just the Sega Genesis Megatron. If you got the time and want to watch some more Transformer reviews, maybe check out my channel. There's probably a couple videos in there that will interest you. And if you want to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything, there's an icon in the top right corner right now that you can click on. But until then, I will see you guys later. Thanks, bye.